Miracle, everyone. Early game picks. Now, it's going to be the last couple weeks of the season, and this is going to be my most challenging week yet. But as we can see by my record, I know exactly what I am doing, as I went perfect again last week. But no perfect game scores this time, but I am due for another one, so let's get right into these picks. And let's start out with the Christmas Day game, as the Minnesota Vikings are on the verge of elimination, head down south to take on the New Orleans Saints. Now, the Vikings have had the Saints number the past couple of years, but both teams are coming off losses. The Saints having lost 2 in a row, including the shocker last week against Philly, and the Vikings needing another Minneapolis miracle to keep their playoff chances alive. But here's a crazy stat. The Vikings rank higher in offense than the Saints, which definitely goes along with 2020. I have said it every week, and I will keep saying it. The Vikings need to ride Dalvin Cook if they want any chance of winning. And when they do pass, they need to get it out quick, because the Saints have Pro Bowler Cam Jordan and Trey Hendrickson, who is second in the league with 12.5 sacks. This is a strength-on-strength matchup, but I think the X factor again is special teams. So who that nation? You come away with the win, 31-24. And the Vikings' playoff hopes are dashed. And now we're going to head into Saturday with the matchup as the Detroit Lions host Brady and the Bucs. The Lions are pretty banged up, and the Bucs are coming off a crazy comeback win against the Atlanta Falcons again. But what is even crazier is that if you look at the stats, the Bucs and the Lions average about the same amount of passing and rushing yards per game. So I think the Bucs are going to get a little bit of a shock when they play, but what matters is who's playing for quarterback for the Lions. Matthew Stafford is dealing with rib and hand injuries, and the Lions have already been eliminated from the playoffs. But Stafford is one of the toughest quarterbacks in the league. He'll keep it a game late, but Brady in playoff mode is too much for an injured team like the Lions. So the Bucs win 34-21 and clinch a playoff berth for the first time in 13 years. And now we're going to head into Sunday with the Bears heading down to Duval County to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, in doing my research, the Jags have played every NFC North team this season, and they have been competitive in each one of those games despite going 0 for 3 so far. The Bears now are playing for a wild card spot, but they do need some help. But a win will make it just a little bit easier for the Monsters of the Midway to play in January. This is probably going to be the second most exciting game of the bunch, in my expert opinion, because the Jags will come out firing with nothing to lose, and the Bears will be stunned in a dogfight, but their defense will bail them out, like always, late in the game, and the Bears keep their slim playoff hopes alive and come away with the win 27-24. And finally, it is the big Sunday night game between the Green Bay Packers and the Tennessee Titans. Both teams are averaging over 30 points a game this season, but the Packers have been in some tight games as of late and have had to be bailed out by the defense. The Titans, meanwhile, are feeding Derrick Henry and feeding him a lot. He is just over 300 yards shy of a 2,000 rushing yard season, so the Packers are going to get a good dose of him early and often. The Titans defense, though, is nothing to be feared, and they will not have to make so many stops with the clock-killing, pounded style of the offense. This game will come down to some late-game heroics by Aaron Rodgers with a field goal lead, and the Titans lose after a heartbreaking miss by Stephen Gostkowski, and the Packers win 37-34.